It's the first Friday of the month, so that means it's time for On Terre Haute. This is where we talk with Mayor Duke Ben about what's going on with the city of Terre Haute. Thank you for joining us, Mayor. We appreciate it.
It's always good to be here.
Tell us a little bit. We're wrapping up, summer's coming to a close. We're wrapping up some construction projects. One that is supposed to be finished this month is Blakely Avenue Extension. Tell us a little bit about where that is right now.
Okay, it's open now. You can drive it. It's just not quite finished yet. There's still quite a bit of landscaping work, and then the connection to Aikman Place there off Fruit Ridge, there's a small little, I used to live back there. There's a reason why I know that. That's got to be finished. They got to put the curbing in and finish that part of the street and clean up all the landscaping, finish the trail connection there. But it's almost done. I would say in the next few weeks it'll be completely finished. It's a good addition to the east side. I've had a lot of people question me and just say, well, exactly what is this project? But it's a congestion mitigation project, and the funding came from the federal government to clean up that intersection. As you know, in the mornings, I mean, my kids drove to North every day, and there's 2 stoplights. It's a real bottleneck, and so that'll go away now. There'll be just north-south traffic flow, and it's going to improve that east end dramatically.
And so you said in the next couple weeks we should look to see that opening up.
Yeah, the street's open. You can use it now. They're just still do some construction work, and they got one more coat of asphalt to put on. But I would say in the next 3 weeks or so it should be completely finished.
Very good. Well, kind of turning on to another topic, budget issues, of course. We're always talking about the budget and issues and ways to save money. Now, the county has looked at some buyout issues, ways to save money by having some of their employees take some buyouts. Is the city looking at anything like that? Yeah,
we have for several months now. We're just trying to package something that makes sense. The school corporation did a buyout. The county's done a buyout. Those two were completely different. We're looking at something, similar to those, but not exactly like either one of them. And so we'll see how it plays out. Wanting to do all our legal research and make sure we're doing everything just right. There's some communities that have faced some issues with it about ghost employment and things like that, and not that it definitely applies here, but it has applied in some other places. We want to make sure you're in line with the State Board of Accounts and the Attorney General's office that we do it exactly right. And so it's taken us a little longer maybe just because I want to go through that due diligence a little bit more. I think we'll roll something out here and offer it to some employees to see if they're interested. It would help us in the long run if we could reduce numbers in certain areas. The problem is if they leave, if a whole bunch of them leave from one department, you've got to turn around and refill their positions, and that's what you don't know is what interest level there'll be. So we're going to throw something out there that we think will make sense and see if some of our employees are interested in that, and we'll kind of go from there.
That was actually, you led me into one of the questions I was going to ask. If those people did end up taking buyouts, would you end up rehiring positions or leaving those positions unfilled?
It just all depends what position it is. If it's a critical function where somebody has to do this particular job or a couple people have to do that, then we're going to have to refill it. But you're hopeful that maybe you can transfer somebody from another department, or it's a situation where there's enough numbers that you can still do that. If enough people would choose to leave, you free up enough money to be able to hire a few positions and still be ahead of the game. That's the unknown part, and you don't know until you put it out there. They sign up for it, and then you kind of take that next step. So we're just hopeful that times are tough, and really don't want to lay anybody off. You'll always hear that. I mean, nobody wants to do that. But it's numbers, it's salary and benefits is our biggest expense, and so we've been working on some things, and we will get there and we'll roll something out here very soon.
Right now, looking across the board, do you feel like you've made all the cuts that you can possibly make without, starting to go into those salary and benefits?
Well, and we have with salary and benefits a little bit with, through attrition. There's about 14, 15 positions we haven't filled and we won't fill. You just keep cutting and you get to the bone. I've said that before. You trim all you can, and then you eventually get to things that have a direct impact on service. And that's where people are going to not be happy when they see that. And right now, they're not seeing a cutback in services. It's when things are done slower or you can't do as much, then people are going to be saying, well, what happened? And I think that's the hard part. So we continue to make cuts, got about another $1 million to go for next year's budget we're working on right now, and then we'll be able to fund a budget for 2011.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you. And if you have an idea for a segment of your own, or you'd like to watch this segment again, just go to our website at WTHI-TV.com and click on the community page.